We are going to show you how you can make a lot of money with Manatech. The financial benefits of taking the Manatech products, we call it the shower of blessings. And if you go to weeksglobal.com and you click on Documents and you click on GPS Handouts, the shower of blessings is there, and it explains all this as we go along. This is where we get this information from, of course. And here we got the terms alphabetized. So we have the different terms that you'll be looking at. Then these are the bonuses in the likely sequence that you'll earn them. And then on the next page we look at specifically how they work. And in purple you'll see the minimums. But it's the best payout in the industry, and we can prove it because we're a publicly traded company. A lot of other so-called competitors claim they pay better, but they're privately held, so they don't have to actually show you how they do it and what the truth of the matter is. But we have to make everything public, and the Direct Selling Association, the DSA, says we pay out the best in the industry, 44% on wholesale, which is remarkable. And so these are the bonuses, and you can study them if you want. But the good thing to know is that the computer understands all of this. And the computer will pay you what you've earned regardless of whether or not you understand it at all. And so that's encouragement. If you get a check that's a lot bigger than you anticipated and you're a little bit afraid to cash a check, just call us, let us know, and we'll explain to you how the extra money was earned and that it's legitimate. You can actually cash it and enjoy the money. So those are the ways of making the money. There are about 20 different ways of making money. This shows the minimums for the different bonuses, and then if before you become a regional director, as a regional director, national director, executive director, presidential director, bronze presidential, silver presidential, gold, and platinum. And this is a structure. You'll have member account and an associate account, but this is basically what we show people because it's a lot simpler. Each business period is 28 days long. From your point of view, we call it a blessing period. From Manatech's point of view, it's a business period. For example, this could be business period 11 so far as Manatech is concerned, but if you're just starting out, we call it your BP0, your blessing period 0, because you might have opened an account as a member. Everybody starts as a member, because if you start as a champion, or as an associate, that's the old term, an associate, but if you open a champion account, then the clock starts ticking on the incentives. And you want to make sure you're going to earn all these. For gosh sakes, if you're going to earn all this money, you might as well earn all the incentives. And so we start everybody as a member so they can begin to get some training before the clock starts ticking on the incentives. Now the income you earn whenever you earn it. There's no clock ticking on that. So BP0 means it's not a complete blessing period. It's not a complete business period because in terms of the incentives are concerned, Manatech only counts full 28-day business periods. And so let's say you enroll after the first 5 have already gone by and you still have 3 weeks left in the business period you happen to have opened your member account during. So that gives you plenty of time to complete in the generous provision sequence, which you can find at weeksglobal.com under Documents, and it's number 1. It's a GPS. It's a sequence. Manatech has wonderful programs, how to do all sorts of different things. It can be almost confusing, and it has a why. It's great with why you can do this and why you should do this, and what's kind of been missing is a what when. So that's what this sequence covers, and we've got a bunch of things covered so that nothing falls through the cracks. Everybody can be successful, whether they've had a lot of experience or no experience at all. Complete greenhorn, never been self-employed, and so we want to make sure that you know how to do a three-way call, that you have a computer and a printer, that you're saving your receipts. Watch a couple of different videos. These are all the activities or the tasks that you would accomplish during whatever time remains in the blessing period that you've opened your account. And if you're done by then, you've proven to us that you've got self-discipline, that you're truly hungry. A lot of people say they want to make a lot of money, but talk's cheap. And this is a real business. This is like real work. You do this job once and you never have to have a job the rest of your life. And so it's certainly worth it. It's simple, but it's not easy necessarily. There's work involved. And so if you can prove to us you can get all 39 tasks accomplished by the end of whatever business period or blessing period you've joined us in, then you're ready to be trained. And so that would be your blessing period number 1, regardless of whether it's Manitech's business period 12 or 13 or 1, 2, 3, whatever. As BP1 begins, you're going to be mentored. You'll be an apprentice, and we will make sure by the end of that 28 days you've learned everything you need to know, and you have 2 business periods, 2 business builders, and a bunch of product takers. In fact, if you have enough product takers to total $1,500 in volume, then you actually would get the $200 electronic gift. It could be toward an iPad or an iPhone or something like that. But in any case, you'll get $234. And the previous BP0, you get about $100. That's the enrolling gift, because it's an extra $100 beyond what you've actually paid for to open your member account. So that's always fun. That's good. Okay, BP2. After you're trained, at the end of that business period, you have 2 business builders of your own, apprentices, to mentor, and a bunch of members or students. Students are people who want to be business builders, but they don't want to wait, because we can only handle effectively 2 at a time. And so you never have to work with more than 2 people at a time. In fact, this is the only time you do, because then you only mentor 1 here, and you only mentor your last one down here. But a student might say, look, the GPS is so clear and so easy to follow, I'm going to work at my own pace. I'm about to get married, or I'm about to get divorced. I got 3 jobs, and I can't stay on a 28-day schedule. And that's fine. They might not earn all the incentives, but they'll certainly earn all the income as they increase their volume by following the system. If they're members, let's say you have 3 people that want to be apprentice, but you can only apprentice 2 at a time. The third one would simply hang in there as a member for a couple months until you're free to mentor them down here. Business period, blessing period 4. So at the end of BP1, you're trained. You know how to approach people effectively, how to do an effective presentation, how to help them open an account in the most advantageous position, and then how to follow up and make sure they're getting results. Because the goal isn't to enroll people. The goal is to make sure they get results, whatever it is, whether it's financial or physical. We want to make sure they're happy campers, because then they won't shut up. They'll tell everybody they know, and this will just continue to take off. So BP2, having been trained, you now turn around and you mentor this fellow, this business builder, to help him find his 2 apprentices and his at least 2 business builders. And you mentor this fellow to help him find his 2 apprentices and his 2 product takers. And so you mentor those 2 folks, and that makes you a regional director. You get a check for $301. And then as the third blessing period begins, you just make sure this person is following the system, and you make sure this person is following the system. You're just overseeing what they're doing. That makes you a national director at the end of that blessing period, and your check's now $916. The asterisk means these are published averages. And you'll obviously be above average. The 4th blessing period, leg 1 is now rolling, and leg 2 is rolling. So you turn your attention to finding somebody in leg 3. It's probably going to be this person that's patiently been waiting as a member, enrolling other members to get discounts on their products. And so you go to Schnickelfritz, say, hey, Schnickelfritz, you've been on these products for 3 months. I need a leader in leg 3 who wants to make a lot of money. Are you ready to go, or should I find somebody else? And he says, well, I don't know how to do anything. So that's okay. I'll mentor you. I'll hold your hand and do everything for you and with you and demonstrate. And so in the next 28 days, you'll be well trained. And sure enough, that that earns you the $500 weekend getaway at some nice hotel or resort. Now, business period 5, leg 1 still rolling. Keep an eye on that. Make sure everybody's following the system. The powers in the system is a system that's duplicatable, which is good news because God didn't make any of us individuals duplicatable. We're all unique. We're not supposed to be duplicatable. So don't try and worry about being somebody else. You can enjoy being yourself and just following the same system because the power is in this system, the sequence. And so leg 1's rolling, leg 2's rolling. You make sure Schnuckel Fritz, you mentor him, and then in business period 5, you simply oversee Schnuckel Fritz and make sure he's following the system. It's about a 20-page manual, and it's pretty simple, and that way nothing falls through the cracks, and a greenhorn or somebody who's never been enrolled, never been an employee, can be assured of success. And so that makes you an executive director, and your check is $2,859 at the end of that blessing period, and you get the $10,000 incentive check. And it's paid, I think, $5,000 that month and $5,000 the next month. They want to make sure you didn't just buy this kind of volume, that you actually earned it, and that's your solid. Now, if you didn't get there by 5 business periods, they give you three more, so you actually have 8. So this should be a done deal, because you're never working with more than 2 people at a time, leg 1, leg 2, and then leg 3 is just an individual, and then business period 6, leg 1's rolling, leg 2's rolling, leg 3's rolling. So then you go to Giphy at the top of leg 4. Hey, Giphy, you're ready to start making some money. You've been on these products about 5 months. You know they work. I will hold your hand. I'm ready to train you. I can mentor you. You ready to start making some money? And he says, well, sure. And so, you get him, help him find his 2 business builders to apprentice, and then his 2 members, his product takers. And that makes you a presidential director, and now your check is $7,819, and you get the $20,000 check. I think this is over 4 months at $5,000 every month for 4 months to make sure, again, that you didn't just buy this volume. And the trip to Hawaii. And if Manatech's going to pay, we usually go for 2 weeks in February. By the way, if you don't get there in 6 business periods, they give you another 6. You actually have 12 blessing periods to earn this $20,000 in the trip to Hawaii. So it's very realistic, because you're only ever working with 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 people that'll stick with you for 10 business periods and follow this system will make you very wealthy. And you've got to have 4 friends that want to make more money. Business period 7, blessing period 7, leg 1's rolling, leg 2's rolling, leg 3's rolling. You're overseeing Giphy to make sure he doesn't screw up, and he's following the system. That makes you a bronze presidential director. Your check now is almost $11,000 for those 28 days. Blessing period 8, everything's rolling. Make sure everybody's following the system. That makes you a silver presidential director. Your check is now $20,000. And as these people progress and progress and progress, that just keeps bumping you higher. Blessing period 9, you become a gold presidential director. Your income's $31,000. And blessing period 10, basically you're done. You're a platinum presidential director. Your income is $80,000 every 28 days. And so basically, if you add it all up, you know, by the end of, well, 10, or you could go 13, there's improved physical health for you and your family, plus income of $264,131, plus all the incentives, and best of all, you will have helped keep alive 37,000 orphans while blessing the same number of friends, and at the same time blessing nonprofits and churches. What a great thing to be able to do. So that's basically how the money flows. It's how the incentives flow. And our goal is to make sure you get results, because we can't progress any further. We've touched on Silver Presidential Director. That was nice. We'd like to stay there for 1 more month and then continue to Gold and Platinum. But we can't do that unless we're able to help you have success, because your success is what pushes us higher. It's a great system.